Cameron Carter-Vickers did train today in Glasgow, but has not made Celtic's flight, did not travel with the team to Italy, and will play no part in the game tomorrow night against Atalanta. Greg Taylor's also out. So Celtic not with their problems to seek. I think, the sight of Cameron Carter-Vickers back on the grass this afternoon will have excited a lot of fans, because he obviously makes the defence a lot more robust. Fraser, I think that one's a bit of a blow. I think that Brendan Rodgers must have been hoping that he had an outside chance at the very least.
Aye, Keith, I've only just heard that in the last 10 minutes, and I think as you saw, it was a proper oh no moment. For some reason, I was confident Carter-Vickers was going to be fine. I thought they was maybe just being rested against Aberdeen at the weekend. Which
almost as if they were giving him the time to get ready for this one.
Yeah.
That's what I felt as well. But
I guess that's maybe what they were doing, given the fact he's not made it. He needed that time. I just seemed convinced that he was going to play, especially when I heard he was training. That is a body. That's huge. That's huge. Cameron Carter-Vickers, we've all said it, is an absolute rock in that defence, and without him, they just become rocky. We've seen it. We saw it against Dortmund. It's frightening to think that we're going to have to go. Celtic are going to have to go with Liam Scales and Austin Trusty.
Freudian slip there for us.
Oh. Really? No.
I can confirm that your credentials as a Dunhamer are beyond reproach.
And I'm equally balanced anyway at all. I can't believe I'm to actually make this point. So what were we actually talking about?
Well, we're talking about the fact that Celtic were going to have a dangerous time. This trip has alarm bells all over it. But it might have felt a little bit safer with Cameron Carter-Vickers there to shore up the back.
That's the word, Keith. Safe. I mean, everyone knows their safest central defensive pairing. It's funny, I was speaking to Ryan Stevenson earlier on today on Hearts Matters, and he was talking about partnerships on the pitch. And when he played with Hearts, although he was a forward, as soon as they knew Marius Zaliukas and Andy Webster were the pairing at the back,
secure,
he instantly felt better walking onto the pitch. He instantly felt like almost they were a goal up. So it's the exact same thing for Celtic, particularly going to Bergamo against an Atalanta team who I think are the top scorers in the Serie A at the moment. They have Italy's number 9 leading the attack. Having seen what happened in Dortmund without Cameron Carter-Vickers, and look, he's no superstar that's going to stop Waves' attack on his own, but he's so important to that defence that I've got to admit I now fear for Celtic.
Well, the other way of looking at it, I guess, Fraser, is this the moment that Brendan Rodgers decides I need to try and protect my defence? I need to be a little bit more pragmatic, a little bit less gung-ho in terms of my position in the midfield players. I need to keep it tight and compact and offer my back four a better degree of protection than they were given in Dortmund. Surely, this is the moment that Brendan Rodgers decides, even if it goes against the grain. And by the way, it's not about parking the bus. It's just about making minor tweaks. It's just about making Celtic more difficult to play through. Because I'm telling you now, I've watched Atalanta. I watched Atalanta destroy Liverpool at Anfield last season. If they can find holes, and they will find holes, and they'll exploit them. But they'll find holes no matter how Celtic set up. If Celtic set up as open as they did in Germany, they will cause real damage, and that's a concern.
Yeah, to answer your question, yes, he should be more pragmatic, and I'd be saying the exact same thing if Cameron Carter-Vickers was fit and playing.
Yeah.
But you'll know Brendan Rodgers, across his 2 spells at Celtic, no matter who they're playing, he just refuses to play that pragmatic card. Look, I would be tempted to go with 5 in the midfield and flood the midfield, 4 at the back, shut down all spaces, having watched where they were pulled apart in Dortmund. And there was a lot of Liam Scales and Austin Trusty being pulled into areas they didn't want to be pulled into, which obviously creates the space for the top level players to go and exploit. I just fear if Celtic don't have bodies in front of Scales and Trusty and the back four protecting those areas, the same thing's going to happen again.